Hello all you lovely people. Today we'll be discussing some AFK training methods in Trailblazer. As usual, before we get started, if you like this or any previous video I've done, please consider subscribing. You obviously don't have to, but it really helps me know that the content I'm bringing out is what you guys want to see. So first, let's talk fishing. Now fishing is already fairly AFK. You just sit there and wait for the spot to move. But some methods are more AFK than the rest. And remember, mostly every method I'm going to talk about for fishing or for woodcutting, for anything else, will be improved with either Endless Harvest or Last Recall. They really help with either no banking or very fast banking trips. But all of these methods can be enjoyed without these relics. Karabunji. Now, a lot of you will already know this, but maybe this is your first time being an Iron Man and you've never really fished Karabunji. You've just bought them off the Grand Exchange. Now, these are only trapped behind one very small quest, and that is a type of one-eyed trio. It's not very long, it's very low requirements, and it's pretty easy to do. The Karabunjis never move, and you can just fish them as long as you have inventory space, or of course if you have Endless Harvest, as long as you have Karabunji. Now, Karabunji are another fish that are also very AFK. You can find them just south of the Karabunjis and you fish them as bait. Now, obviously Karabunjis, very good food for combat and overall very good XP. And when you're cooking them, really good XP there as well. I highly recommend getting that quest done and getting going with this method. If you're 87 fishing and have Tier Noon unlocked, you can fish Sacred Eels. These are again very AFK, the spots barely move, and when you're fishing these you can actually cut them open to get sacred scales. Now these sacred scales, as a lot of you will know, are used to fuel the blowpipe, so it's a very nice thing to get out of your fishing grind. And on top of this, when you are cutting them open, you get quite a bit of cooking XP, so you're combining a lot of things you'll need throughout the game in one method, which is already very AFK. In the wilderness, nothing's truly AFK. You have PKs around every corner, I'm sure. But if you do have access to the resource area, you can get in there and you can fish dark crabs. The dark crab fishing spots never move, they never deplete, and you can stay there for as long as your inventory holds, or of course if you're Endless Harvest, as long as no one's there with you. Mining pure essence with Endless Harvest is pretty much an indefinite AFK activity. All you have to do is click once every 5 minutes and you can stay there as long as you want. There's literally no end to this. Something that's a little less AFK but gives more experience and a better end product is mining Dayalt Essence. Now this does require Mauritania and View to complete the Sins of the Father quest, but Dayalt Essence has the benefit of when mining, everyone can enjoy the same benefits. It stacks in your inventory, so Endless Harvest users just get more of it, but they don't save time for banking. Similar to fishing, woodcutting. It's a very AFK skill. If you go for the highest tree you can possibly cut, you're generally going to have a few minutes of AFK-ness anyway, because it just takes that long to cut down some of these logs. However, sticking with Darkmire and the Sins of the Father quest requirement, you have Blisterwood trees. Now the Blisterwood tree is found in the center of Darkmire and is a tree that never gets chopped down. You only have to pay attention to your character, and when they stop chopping wood, just give it another click and carry on. The XP rates are fine and it's very close to a bank if you haven't got Endless Harvest, so it's generally a really good method to use. While we're still talking about Darkmire, there is one more method there, and that is the Viawatch Sentinels. Now these are located just next to the Blisterwood tree. Now as long as you're not wearing the Via Noble clothing, they will always attack you. They have no tolerance meter, so they will attack you indefinitely. But all of the damage can be avoided with Protector Melee. So you can stay here indefinitely as long as you keep your prayer up. The Bandit Cap in the Caridian Desert also offers a no tolerance training method. As long as you're wearing a Zamarakian or Saradomin piece of clothing, these bandits will always attack you without end. And similarly to the Viawatches, if you keep Protector Melee on, you will never get hurt, so you don't need to bring food. Now the easiest way to get one of these pieces of clothing in my opinion is a Zamarok monk top or bottom. You can get this from any Zamarokian monks, and one can be found in the Varrock Palace. Under the stairs as you enter, there's one in a cage. As long as you can use telekinetic grab, you can get one pretty quickly. Rock, swamp and ammonite crabs. Very popular training method even in the main game. Unfortunately, during the leagues the ammonite crabs are very crowded, so you may not be able to get a spot for a long while. Rock and swamp crabs, however, may be a little bit less populated. Now, the method for these is simple. You run around, they'll automatically attack you for 10 minutes. You just stay there, you keep your auto retaliate on, and you'll kill them as they come. Once those 10 minutes have gone, run away, run back, and they'll re-aggro you. For swamp crabs, I really recommend range. They are highly resistant to the other combat styles, but range they have no defense against. Best spot for swamp crabs, in my opinion, are just north of Darkmire, and that is southwest of Port Phasmatis. There's about 8 of them here, and it's a multi-combat zone, so you can just stay there, and they very rarely hit, by the way, very rarely, and you can train here for a long time. The final method I want to talk about today is a magic training method. Now, this does rely on you having Kandarin, but based on polls JGEX have done, a lot of you do. And the other large requirement is 87 Slayer. Now, that's a big Slayer level, but with the leagues, and you may be doing Slayer anyway, this may not be too bad to get. The method I'm talking about is the Kraken boss. Now, when you enter, you can pay for a private instance of 25,000 gold. As you're in the cave, you'll see 5 whirlpools, 4 small ones and 1 main large one. Now, usually to summon the Kraken boss, you'd attack the 4 small whirlpools and the middle one to get him to appear. If you just attack the middle one, you won't disturb the Kraken, you won't initiate the fight, but you'll still get full XP. So this takes the concept of splashing, which usually is minimum XP per rune, and allows you to get that full combat XP from it. This is very quick magic XP, and you can stay here as long as you have runes. It's a private instance and you'll never initiate combat. So as long as you can cast the spell, you can stay here. And that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about. Hopefully these methods aren't too difficult. They're pretty relaxed and they're pretty AFK. Now, if you have things that you want to talk about, please comment down below. Let others know. I'd love to see your methods. Until then, thank you all for watching, you lovely people, and I'll see you next time.